Welcome back in. Healing with food. It might not seem possible, but there sure is some potential there. Jacquelyn Jones is a certified health and wellness practitioner and vegan chef, and she joins us to share her story. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen Jacquelyn before on Good Day at 9 in the morning, so she might be a familiar face to you if you watch us in the morning. But for people who haven't seen you before on the program, tell us a little bit about your story, because you have a pretty interesting one. You were working in fashion, you were doing something out on the West Coast, and a completely different lifestyle than you have now.
Completely different. I was a celebrity wardrobe stylist for 15 years. And then in 2015, I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis. So essentially my spine was fusing from my neck to my back, to my tailbone. And I was dependent on a cane. Sorry, I always get so choked up when I talk about this, but you know, I couldn't really leave my house. I needed a cane or a wheelchair when I left, and I had so many other issues going on, and after I got diagnosed, I went on the medication that they recommended, and I had a severe allergic reaction to it, and they told me low-dose chemo was my only option.
Oh my goodness.
So, you know, I thought I need to take matters into my own hands, I think, at this point, and I'm gonna try food. So I did that, and I reversed my symptoms, and as you can see, no, I have no cane and no wheelchair now, and that was huge, because I'd been in pain for 20 years. You know? So after I did that, I really got into food as medicine, and I left my career and decided I really want to help people. I want to educate people on how they can eat healthy and, you know, lower inflammation and what an important role gut health plays in all of this.
You know, so many people live in pain every day, and they just think, I need this medication, I need that medication, and then, oh, but this one gives me these side effects, and it's just a spiral. But a lot of people are also living with inflammation too. I mean, a variety of symptoms. Inflammation just seems to have an impact on so many people. So talk a little bit about gut health and inflammation and how they work together.
So 80% of our immune system resides in our gut. And our immune system, as you know, is very important for so many reasons. It's what keeps us healthy. But inflammation is the root cause of all disease. So in order to lower inflammation, you have to have good gut health. You have to have a healthy microbiome. So that looks like having a lot of good gut bacteria, and that's probiotics. So taking a probiotic, and then you need the prebiotics to feed the probiotics. So you need to feed that healthy bacteria. So that looks like eating, you know, having chicory root or bananas, artichokes, you know, eating a plant-forward diet feeds that naturally. So, you know, gut health is just so, I can't stress, I mean, if you're gonna start anywhere, you need to focus on that, and then everything else will kind of fall into place. And that's how it happened for me. I didn't know anything about gut health. I didn't know anything about what I was eating and how it was feeding into my inflammation until I really focused on improving my gut health and removing things from my diet and replacing it, which is part of the, you know, 5 R's to rock your gut health that I have. When I started doing those steps, I mean, just within 30 days, I noticed a huge difference, and I could not believe it. And then just after 6 months, I was an entirely new person. It was like, who is this girl?
Well, and you're being told you might have to go on chemo to control this, and really you took matters into your own hands and found that I can do this, I can find it, there's another way. So let's talk, you went with a plant-based diet, and why did you find that was the best thing to do?
I did a little bit of research. I was talking with a friend, a stylist friend that I worked with, and she was like, you know, I've heard a lot of, you know, things like turmeric lowers inflammation, and I was
ginger,
like, and I had never heard of that. I was like, really? So I started doing some research, and that's when, you know, I found that everyone, you know, all of the professionals were saying that a plant-forward diet is, you know, the good way to go, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go vegan. I decided on a Super Bowl Sunday, and I used to love, not gonna lie, beers and wings were my thing.
Wings,
And I was like, what a day to pick to go vegan, and that's when I started, and it was life-changing. I've been vegan ever since 2016 I did it.
And feeling great. So that's what's important. People at home are going, that sounds great, but I really don't know where to start. I think it would be really hard for me to just cut out all the meat. Or whatever it is that's in their diet and completely redo things. So you have, you could be a guide to people.
Exactly. And I actually don't recommend, cutting everything out cold turkey, pun intended, because you have to go with baby steps. If you try to do it all at once, you're going to quit. You're going to give up. And then not only that, but now if you're not used to eating kale, which we know has to be massaged.
And we learned that. Jacquelyn taught me that in the past, yeah.
So if you're not doing it properly and you're just bombarding your system and you don't have digestive enzymes or anything in place, then you're going to get bloated and you're going to be irritated and irritable, and you're going to give up.
It's not gonna work, yeah.
Yes, baby steps. Go in. It's always great to obviously consult with your doctor first before doing anything, but then working with a health coach like me and helping you through the whole process. It's so much easier. I did all of the schooling, got all the education, so I can help you.
You put all the work in.
You don't have to do it.
Yes, you put all that time and work in. So here's your website and your social media, and you can purchase some guides and
I have
get
the
started.
bundle. Your top pre and probiotics, the 5 R's to rock your gut health. You can get these together for $28 on my website, and it truly is everything you need to get started. It's digital, so when you click on all of these things, it's going to take you to recipes.
Boom.
Everything. So it's a really great way to educate yourself, tiptoe yourself into doing this. These are the 5 R's. This is exactly where you need to begin and why.
And hopefully heal your body, feel a whole lot better, get rid of that pain. Isn't that something we would all want for ourselves, right? Jacquelyn,
goal.
Good to see you. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it. Yep.